Actually, I just read an article by, I think, Professor Debbie Ong. She also expressed that same desire for men, or deserving men, to be given the opportunity for maintenance. So, my question is, given that it's quite commonsensical and logical for a deserving man to also obtain maintenance, if he really deserves it, why is there so much resistance towards this? Where is this resistance coming from? Can can we expect changes in the immediate future, or is it going to take a longer period of time?
Sorry. Okay, Sharon, you were dying to say something.
I think it was the issue of bias again, because all this while, women have grown up thinking like, oh, the man is supposed to look after you, and his that's his job to look after you.
He's
and
bigger, stronger. He's the hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And so when women even start working, I mean, honestly speaking, they still have that notion in their mind, yeah, the man is supposed to look after me. So why should I look after the man? Even I'm earning so much money, I don't need to look after the man. I think a lot of women, they may not dare say it, but I think a lot of them think that way. It's about time that...
So in a way, they are perpetuating
no, not really, but it's about
stereotype.
time that they've got to change some of their mindset in that sense also, because this is the traditional notion of how most women think, I believe, and that's the reason why they are against this thing about men having maintenance.
Yeah. So,
and
but it doesn't answer Farah's question. His question is not so much that women are resisting it, but why is the system resisting it, right? If I get you correctly.
Another issue is because the question is, what is the concept of a deserving man? Yeah, who is a deserving man? I mean, there can be men who claim for maintenance and they sit in the house and do nothing and don't even bother finding a job.
I think you're being very sexist.
No, I'm not being
there are a lot of
sexist.
men who don't do that.
No, I know there are a lot of men who don't do, but there are also a lot who do. Because I work at the volunteer group, and we come across a lot of cases where they are...
Okay, the question is, what would you do if you find this exceptional man who is noble, who actually doesn't do all those things that it's very rare, I know what you're saying, but let's say this rarity actually occurs. That you find this...
Then I will say he comes within the definition of a deserving man.
Okay. Which is a real exception.
Yes,
You got to defend this man. Defend manhood. Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now's my time, right?
Now's the time. Or never.
Let me just give you an example, right? If you have a husband, ex-husband, who then becomes incapacitated, right, and therefore loses his job, cannot get back in the job market. In that one area, should the man be able to claim maintenance from the wife? Give you another example. You have men, and today's day and age, who are more hands-on in looking after children, right? They do the night feeds, they wake up, they change the diapers, right? They spend time with the kids. And you may have, and I've come across cases in which the man gives up the job, right? Becomes the house husband and does all the faring, the routines for the kids, while the wife has a stable job, good job, and develops her career over a 10, 15, 20-year marriage, right? So, and then when they get the divorce, now the reverse situation happens, right? The man is out of the job market for 10, 15 years. In that scenario, should the man not be entitled to claim maintenance?
And what you're saying is currently it's not provided for.
Currently you can't claim in any of the spectrum.
So is he deserving?
In that sense, I feel he deserves the maintenance. Because
And he's another exception.
He's doing things that, where in a marital relationship you're supposed to do. If you can't work, maybe take care of the house or take care of the kids. And that applies to both parties, men and women. Yeah, it doesn't go beyond that. I mean, you don't expect the women to work, to take care of the family, and you sit down and later you say, oh, I can't work, I can't find a job, I need you to pay me maintenance. It is not going to work that way.
No,
You got to put effort in the relationship.
If you accept that there are exceptional circumstances where men conduct themselves well, and therefore they are deserving.
Yes, there are cases like that. Yeah.
As long as these exceptional circumstances do exist, then there should be provision to celebrate these exceptional circumstances.
Yeah, and I think it's only fair to the men.
So that goes back to Faraz's question. Why is there a resistance to provide for it? When you provide for it, the law provides for it, doesn't mean you get it, right? You still have to prove it.
Exactly. So I think that if we are able to trust the court's discretion with regards to what constitutes a deserving woman, likewise we should trust the court's discretion with regards to what constitutes a deserving man. So I don't suppose that if we allow a man to claim maintenance immediately, many men would begin
Yeah.
getting
We're
maintenance
not that
payments.
hard up, you know.
Exactly. The court will still have to make a value judgment, I believe.
I mean, we could consider an incremental approach,
Yeah.
right, in dealing with specific kinds of instances. Whether we just do the instance of an incapacitated man, or we include the house husband, right? I mean, if you just say, let's allow the Women's Charter now for men to claim maintenance for women, but hang on, you have one major condition, you got to be incapacitated. It may not go down well. It's like trying to change it, trying to evolve it, but hang on a second, I'm not quite in good faith trying to evolve it. I'm still putting conditions to it.
But seriously speaking, you don't need to be incapacitated to be deserving. You could just have lost your job for several years and not been able to get a job. I mean, there could be situations like that.